Now, there's two really interesting things. Both have already happened, but as we start to see them play out and understand how they interact, they're starting to show the world that we will be living in. The first is increased life expectancy. We've seen average life expectancy in the USA increase by 30 years over just a few generations. And the second is declining fertility rates. Since the 1950s, the average number of children born per US family has fallen by half. These are patterns being replicated around the world, and as they do so, we're confronted with an aging global population. This is going to change so many things. In economic terms, there'll be fewer people of working age supporting more in retirement or coming towards the end of their life. I'm John von Benecke, Chief Executive at Locate Bio, and in this short presentation, I'd like to share some of the challenges that healthcare are going to face and the products that we are developing, which are going to revolutionize a $3.2 billion market today, but why that market is forecast to double over the next few years because of this aging population. The World Health Organization estimates that by 2050, there'll be 2.1 billion people around the globe over the age of 60. And because of this interaction with declining fertility rates, the proportion they make up of the global population is going to change from the current 12% to 22%. But in developed economies, those that have the longest life expectancy and have seen declines in their fertility rates happen soonest, that up to 40% of their total population will be over the age of 60 by that time. That's going to have profound implications for everything that we all do in healthcare. Three things to really concentrate on and think about are changing disease patterns. We're going to see more conditions like dementia in the population, more arthritis and other musculoskeletal conditions so prevalent among that age group. We're also going to see healthcare systems challenged by the increased per-patient treatment cost. These are patients with chronic conditions and multi-morbidities, which makes their care expensive and complicated. And one of the biggest changes we're going to see is a surge in demand for healthcare resources. These are the patients most likely to become ill, and when they do become ill, have the lowest regenerative potential, and therefore their treatment episodes are longer. So as we start to think about how do we design healthcare systems to cope with that surge in complex care, we really do need to think about the lessons that have been taught to us since the 1960s. The solution is out there. The key to healthy aging is retained muscle mass and mobility. There is currently a significant threat to that maintained mobility. It's low back pain. The World Health Organization estimates that it is the leading cause of disability worldwide. There's 1.8 million annual spinal fusion procedures to treat this chronic, debilitating condition. And it's already, back pain is the third largest area of expenditure in the US healthcare system. So it's a massive problem today. And then you layer on top of that the projections for an aging population. This is a study published just last month doing exactly that for the German population, an aging population, forecasting a doubling in the number of procedures and a significant increase in those patients most at risk. Surgeons today have a number of products they can use to treat this condition, and they really broadly fall into two categories. There's those products that are incredibly effective, like Medtronic's Infuse. It's a powerful therapeutic protein called BMP2, 97% success rate in treating those patients. But it comes with a nasty side effect profile that can have life-changing consequences for the patient. Product handling is frustrating. The in-theater preparation time is at least 20 minutes. And the price point is so high that this cannot be the solution for a surge in patient demand. On the other side, the products are all pretty much the same. They all have really good handling and easy to use, far more affordable from a pricing perspective, but they don't work all the time. There's a significant failure rate. And for those patients, that means a second spinal surgical procedure, significant risk to them and a significant cost to the healthcare system. And for those reasons, those products are also not the solution that we're looking for. So there's a clear unmet need for something better. At Locate Bio, our Think Differently approach was really clear. Design a product that could be best in class at every single aspect. Leave no enemy stronghold intact. So we wanted to match the fusion rates of the growth factors like the BMP used in the Infuse product, but eliminate their side effect profile. We wanted to match the best-in-class handling and the price point of the other segments. So no matter what the basis of competition, that we have a product that can dominate irrespective. To understand how we've achieved that, you need to understand a little bit more about how the current BMP products are delivered. BMP comes as a lyophilized powder in a vial. It's passed into the surgical field, and the surgeon needs to solubilize it, so get the BMP to dissolve and pours that onto either a collagen sponge or a calcium phosphate material. But to get BMP to solubilize, it has to be in an acidic environment. And in that acidic environment, it gains a surface charge, which allows a simple non-covalent bond to be formed with the material. But that's a reversible process. The minute they implant it, physiological pH takes over. It's increased to 7.4. BMP loses its surface charge, crashes out of solution, and aggregates. That leads to a dramatic drug burst. The half-life of that material is about 6 hours when applied onto calcium phosphates, and about 2 days at best on a collagen sponge. Think about trying to stabilize a spine joint, restore its disc height, take the pressure off those nerves causing that excruciating pain. That's a process, growing new bone in there, that takes 5 to 6 weeks at least. So having a half-life of 6 hours really shows a very clear mismatch between the bioavailability and the underlying biological need. We've addressed this by taking the BMP and not relying on surface attachment at all. We encase it within a biodegradable polymer. That polymer takes 5 weeks to degrade, leading to fresh BMP release over the time. The chart on the left shows a significant reduction in drug burst relative to the commercially available alternatives. So that's the theory, but how's it working in vivo? So we're really proud of having just completed the most comprehensive ever large animal study using a therapeutic protein. 120 sheep, and the results are astonishing. We've been able to achieve the primary endpoint in just half the time of the current gold standard of treatment. We've achieved none of our animals, not one, at any dose, had any side effects related to BMP. That compares incredibly favorably to the market leader, Infuse, that had peak sales of 850 million. So we've matched that high performance and broken the link to the side effects. We've also significantly reduced the in-theater preparation time, a 90% reduction. This is a product that opened the pack into the patient in under 2 minutes. Very easy to use, also available in minimally invasive surgeries. And using state-of-the-art manufacturing methods, we've produced a significant cost of goods reduction. We can halve the price of the Infuse product and still be making a very, very high gross margin. So we've, I think, eliminated all the bases of the current competition in the market for that. People that we speak to describe it as a game changer in a class of its own, once in a generation and career defining. We're incredibly proud of the work that we have done over the last few years and are incredibly excited to be moving this product into human clinical studies this year. So I hope in this very short presentation I've given you some sense of our industry-leading drug delivery capabilities, where we're able to take existing drug molecules, change their release profile to achieve a step change in performance. We're playing to areas that are currently poorly served, but that the market is going to significantly increase because of this aging population. Our preclinical evidence speaks for itself. This is what happens when science is done right. And as a company, we're built to last with strong IP, very high gross margins, and an incredible team. Please do follow Locate's story over the coming years. We've got some exciting new data coming as well. Thank you.